Hi, this is Pastor Bob Roberts. I'm the pastor of First Christian Church in Morgantown, West Virginia. We're at the corner of Coburn and Grand Street across from Domino's Pizza right next to MHS. Service at 10:45 Sunday mornings. We'd love to have you. And what I'm recording today is a little bit of an explanation. I plan on attending. It's called Queen Storytime is the event that the Morgantown Public Library is hosting. Here's the little thing, and it's the event's at 10 a.m. this coming Saturday. The 16th, I think it is. And at 9 a.m. there's going to be sort of a pre-rally as well. So I would encourage you to come out and support. At 9, what's going on there. And I think for there's been a lot of opposition to this, a lot of, I think a lot of it's based on ignorance. And I don't say ignorance like to be ugly, but truly just people don't understand. The term drag queen, I looked it up. Merriam-Webster tells us it's a man who dresses as a woman and usually in an elaborate fashion, etc. And that's, sort of in a nutshell. There seems to be a fear that, all drag performers, all drag queens, or whatever is always an overly sexualized, event, and that's not the case. It's like any other kind of performance. I mean, you've got the range, in movies and music and dance and whatever. I mean, you've got Mary Poppins, and you've got adult movies. You've got So it's like any kind of performance art. I mean, there's a spectrum, but what will be happening at the Morgantown Public Library is going to be appropriate for children. Um, there will be absolutely nothing sexual whatsoever. I personally know the people who were involved in this, who are putting it on. I know them. I trust them. I know what they're doing. I'm a minister. I wouldn't put kids into harm's way or anything. Geez. And this is going to be, for the kids' perception, it's probably just going to be fun dress up. And for me, it's important that children get exposed to all kinds of different people and cultures and so forth, and to normalize all kinds of different folks. So that when they grow up, they aren't afraid or hate people or bigoted or whatever. I mean, it's not our job to dislike each other based on this sorts of things. So that's what that's all about. The And as far as going into the weeds a little bit with some of the objections, there is some group out west somewhere that was putting on these sorts of events. And they had somebody working for them or affiliated with them that was, had some sexual crimes of some sort. And I didn't go look at the details, but that group has nothing to do with what's going on at the Morgantown Public Library. They weren't vetting their people appropriately. Robin, the woman that I know that's putting this on, is vetted folks. She's been doing this for 20 years. They never had a problem. This is not what folks are purporting that to be. And the other thing is, was it Deuteronomy? I think it's 22:5 is the verse that they use, and it says something about women shouldn't wear men's clothes, blah blah blah. And that piece of scripture was talking about like pagan ceremonies and rituals and things. So, for example, there was one that was like they would worship Venus, and part of that ritual was to exchange clothes and stuff. And like that's what they're talking about, is these pagan rituals. You really have to look at the time and the place and the context. They're not talking about today, wearing that's not what that's about. It was about a very specific time and place and things. So I look at that piece of scripture that's kind of thrown around and say, yeah, you can proof text all kinds of stuff and make the Bible say something hateful. I come back to, when I read the New Testament, if I read the New Testament cover to cover, if I start from Matthew and I end at Revelations, I come away reading that God is love. Jesus is love. We're just to love all people, whether they're white, straight, CIS guys like me, whether they're drag queens, whether they're, black, white, Asian, whatever. That's the world that we're supposed to live in. That's what we're called to do. Everything that Jesus indicates to us is that we're supposed to love one another.